Hello, people. Welcome back to the channel. We are back again. It is Tuesday, the 2nd of April, 2024. 20 more days until my birthday. Hey, big up the gang. We are going to be looking at the latest. I'll tell you now, though. I'm really ill. I feel like I can't hear it on my left ear. My nose is blocked. Mucusy cough. I don't know what's going on. So do bear with me whilst try and get through this stream. There's actually a lot to talk about, though. Big up all the real ones in the building. I see you guys. Make sure we're hitting that like button. Do subscribe to the channel if we are new and turn the notification bells on. All of that. I see you guys, man. Oh, man, I'm not feeling well, though. I have to be totally honest. I don't know what's happened, man. Over the past couple of days, I could feel it building up, and today's the day it just hit me. Woke up this morning like, raw, what's going on? I told you guys yesterday, like, I went to sleep about 12:30. I woke up at 11 o'clock in the morning. I was like, what the hell, bro? I don't know what's going on. But not feeling too good, man. Big up DS Electronics in the building. Big up Russell. Big up Afo. Big up Sergio. Big up my guy Tope. Big up Undead Minion. Big up Spreewell. Big up Tamina as well. I see you guys. Make sure you do subscribe to the TikTok account or follow us on TikTok. We've now got an account on there run by my younger brother. So he'll be putting up a lot of the clips. Make sure you go and follow us. You know, hit up the like button on the clips that we got going on there. We're also going to have a clip channel that we're doing, a Wax Online clip channel that we're putting together as well. And it will be replacing the Always Arsenal channel that we had. So that's going to be interesting. Make sure you go and subscribe to that channel. All links can be found in the description. Big up all the Brighton fans. We're going to start on talking about Robert De Zerbi. Robert De Zerbi being linked with a move away. It's getting interesting. I told you guys a little while ago, yeah, that the market's changing now, especially for the managers. It's going to start, how it's going to start working is that the managers are going to have their own valuations. So they're going to be valued like players. There's going to be a transfer. Just like the January transfer window and just like the summer transfer window, there's going to be a transfer window for managers. Robert De Zerbi looks like he could be leaving Brighton this summer. This is concerning for Brighton fans because he's kind of held it together for you guys over the past couple of seasons with Graham Potter obviously ducking out and going to Chelsea, that not working out. Robert come in, kind of kept you guys in that conversation, and we're talking about the top 8, top 9, Conference League, Europa League football. He's got man there, and they've signed some players. You know, nobody would have saw Ansu Fati. I know it's only a loan deal, but no one would have saw that happen coming from Barcelona and things like that. So he's brought in some good players. Brighton have been signing some dons anyway over the past couple of years and selling them for some crazy amounts of money. Anyway, do again bear with me, man. I'm not feeling well this morning. I'm sure you can hear it in my voice. So yeah, what the crack is Bayern Munich, as we do know, they're looking for a new manager, and they were looking at Xabi Alonso. It looks like they want to go for some new young type manager, you know, that young generational manager. They want to find themselves their own Mikel Arteta. That's exactly what they want to do. They believe they have found one in Robert De Zerbi. They're also in talks with Nagelsmann to bring Nagelsmann back. That would be a bit embarrassing after he sacked the guy not too long ago. Isn't obviously working out for Tuchel. Tuchel knows that his time at Bayern Munich is done and they're going to be moving on. Now, they tried to get Xabi Alonso. Xabi Alonso is committed to that Bayern Leverkusen project. Now they've turned their attentions to Robert De Zerbi. According to the reports, wow, I am actually not feeling great, man. According to the reports, yeah. According to the reports, they've already been in discussions with Robert, and everything is rosy. Everything is looking good. So they are happy to give Robert De Zerbi the job. The green light's been given. Robert's happy. He wants the job. Happy with the contract. Happy with the project. Like, this is going to be mad, you know. It's going to be mad because there's players at Bayern that are literally waiting to know who the new manager is going to be. And I think they're going to have a lot of players, including Joshua Kimmich, who could be ended up at Arsenal or the Premier League, that are not going to be entirely happy with this appointment. And therefore, players are going to want to leave. Players are going to want to leave. However, the today's reports are saying that Bayern Munich are happy to appoint Robert De Zerbi as their new manager. They're now in talks with Brighton. Now, Brighton are the stumbling block because, like I told you guys earlier, It's all about the money, the value that these clubs are valuing their managers at. That's what it's about now. They're valuing their managers. Robert De Zerbi has a release clause. All managers will have a release clause, but that's the new thing that's coming into place now, ladies and gentlemen. Just to let you know, soon managers will be worth 75 million. You want my manager? You want my manager? You pay us 75 million. You pay 100 million. That is where the manager market is going. Okay, every manager has a release clause, of course. Robert De Zerbi's release clause is 14 million to 15 million euros. Only valid this summer. The Italian coach wants to talk to Brighton about his future. So now he's going to put pressure on Brighton because, as I've said, the discussions have already started with Bayern Munich, and those discussions are looking really, really good. Fabrizio Romano talks in it. He says Robert De Zerbi has a clause. Discussions. He wants to discuss plans with obviously Brighton. And internal talks still ongoing at Bayern Munich. No concrete talks with Liverpool so far. Liverpool, another team that are in the race to sign Robert De Zerbi. But it does look like Liverpool will be going for Ruben Amorim from Portugal. Now, this is good news for Arsenal, in fact. And people will think, well, why is it good news for Arsenal if Liverpool go and poach Sporting Lisbon's manager? Why is that good news for Arsenal? Well, the good news is that Sporting Lisbon will be looking to actually fund a new manager. Fund a new manager, new plan, new vision, new goals, new money. How are they going to get that new money? Of course, Sporting Lisbon are not a broke club. They generate enough to obviously be sustainable in Portugal or self-sustainable, and they make it happen, right? But of course, the manager's going to want to come in, establish his identity. Money's going to need to be available. Eucharist. Diamande. These are two players that Arsenal are heavily being linked with. If they lose their manager, there'll probably be a strong chance that they'll lose players as well, like those two players who, might stay or could have been convinced to stay at that project if the manager was staying. But, when managers leave football clubs, it's easier to poach players from those football clubs. It's like Liverpool this season. When Liverpool finally lose Klopp, there's going to be about 3-4 players, maybe 2 or 3, that are going to be surprise departures. People are going to be like, oh my God, this one's leaving, that one's leaving. Their way there. That's going to happen inevitably because the manager's leaving, and managers always follow players. When there's a bit of uncertainty, players leave, and there will be uncertainty even at Liverpool. Not everyone's going to know if Ruben is going to walk in there and make it happen. They don't know if Michael Edwards and this new backroom staff are going to make it happen. Players want security. Players want reassurances. Trent looks like he's going to sign a new contract at Liverpool. He's probably going to be the first of the Klopp bunch to sign a new long-term deal, astronomical figures. That could be a way of convincing other players to stay because, Trent's committed future. And again, it's all about security. For a player, you look at the project, you look at the manager, you look at, what players are sticking around and committing to that project and what players are also going to be brought into that project. So, yeah, this is the reason why I say it's so interesting to see how Liverpool transition from this Klopp era and go into a whole new era. The same with what Man United are going to do. That's going to take years, in my opinion. Chelsea, what they're going to do. I'm so looking forward to seeing what they do, actually. But I'm also so looking forward to seeing what Arsenal do, and if Arsenal can obviously win this Premier League or Champions League this season, and what we build on, what we bring to the club in the summer. That's going to be extremely interesting. Obviously, we are going to be talking on Isak to Arsenal as well as Ramsdale to Newcastle. For the Arsenal fans, make sure you stay tuned. That's going to be interesting. Obviously, we play Luton tomorrow. We're back again. It's that quick. Boy. I didn't have to wait that long. Pardon me. Big up to Mina. She says, keep up the good work, Wax. Thank you so much. Big up Melbourne. He says, striker wise, Tony is the one for me. Nah, I'm not really feeling Tony. Big up Undead Minion. He says, if people want to leave Bayern Munich, give me Musiala. Well, Musiala definitely won't be leaving Bayern Munich. He will be the face of Bayern Munich for years to come. They want to build the team around him. But if you're looking at Joshua Kimmich, yeah. If you're looking at Leroy Sané, yeah. You're looking at one or two other players, there will be players that will be willing to leave and probably will leave. Bayern Munich, like they said the other day, they have money, but if they really want to back the new manager that comes in, they're gonna have to sell players. So yeah, man. And I was watching highlights yesterday. Who was it? Bayern Munich and Dortmund. Bayern Munich and Dortmund. Now, Bayern Munich got beat by Dortmund 2-0. It was embarrassing. And this is the reason why I have a lot of confidence in my team, in our team, going into that Champions League quarterfinal, slapping Bayern Munich in the first round, or the first leg, shall I say. Going to the next leg, obviously being real pressure, but the first leg being enough to get us through that second leg. You know, then way there. But yeah, like I see Kimmich play as a right back against Dortmund, and the clip that was going around was apparently of Jadon Sancho doing well. He couldn't get past Joshua Kimmich, bro. Joshua Kimmich is a right back. I mean, he does look a bit small. I was looking at him. He looks smaller than Jadon Sancho, and Jadon Sancho's a small don. But in terms of his tenacity, in terms of his overall ability, like Joshua Kimmich is a baller. At right back, at CM, we need him at Arsenal Football Club. And that could be a player that we see, man. That could be a player we see. Transfers for managers. Thanks, Chelsea, for your dodgy business. That's how it's going, man. Big up Joe in the building. But love and respect to you. Big up A, big up Lionheart, big up AFC always. I see all the gang joining, man. Much appreciate you guys. Make sure we are hitting the like button. We've got a lot to actually get through, so don't go anywhere. We're just kind of talking on this manager situation at the moment. Liverpool, Sporting Lisbon, more or less. Brighton. If there are any Brighton fans in the building, please do let me know, because this is interesting, man. It's interesting to see what happens with Robert De Zerbi. Do I believe Robert De Zerbi would be the right man for Bayern Munich? No, I don't believe so. But then saying that, Bundesliga is such a farmers league, Robert De Zerbi probably would be able to go over there and do exactly what Poch went and done for PSG. Because Poch is a dead manager. Poch is a shit manager. Sorry, Chelsea. Yeah, it's about to get wild. Okay, it's about to get wild. Listen, Poch is a dead manager. He done well at Tottenham, and it was easy for him at PSG, obviously. But other than that, you're doing what you've done at Southampton with Chelsea, and it's embarrassing. I don't care what situation, what restrictions, or what type of pressure comes with Chelsea, but if you're a manager and you know how to deploy a style, you know how to deploy a tactic, you know how to give players the mental, put them through give them the right preparation, give them the right mentality, then bro, there should be no issues. There should be no dropping points to Burnley, blood. There should be no dropping points and getting punched in your face by Burnley, blood. Yeah? 10-man Burnley. So bear that in mind. Yeah. They got a man sent off in the 40th minute, blood. So yeah, Poch is not the guy. But again, back to the Zerbi, he could go and do a Poch over at Bayern Munich because it's a farmers league. You know, then way there. But let's see what happens with this one. Brighton, interesting to see what Brighton fans will say, how they feel, how they will then transition. Brighton have got a great setup, a great project, regardless of the manager. So you would kind of expect them to continue, progressing and continuing in their trajectory. But let's see what happens. Let's really see what happens. And the other manager, of course, is this guy right here. And he's also being linked with Barcelona, interestingly. Ruben, Amorim. A lot of talk about Ruben. Style of play, attacking minded. A lot of football clubs are interested. They want that new gen attacking football. That's what they want. And Sporting are playing some good football. They're scoring a lot of goals. And it's all down to this manager right here. They've got some good players. We see what he's getting out of Gyökeres. Gyökeres looks like a beast. Now the only stumbling block right now with Gyökeres is this manager. Now, I don't personally know what their relationship's like, but let's say this manager goes to Liverpool. Liverpool definitely are going to be looking at a striker under this manager. They're always looking for a striker. They will go and get themselves a striker if this manager gets in there. They'll probably sacrifice someone. But the concern would then be, would Gyökeres be willing to join this manager? Because Liverpool are a big club, so Gyökeres is getting what he wants. He joins a big club that have got Champions League pedigree, European pedigree. But you're also going to be joining a manager that you're already familiar with and you already feel comfortable with, and that's already helped you achieve how many GA in one single season? Do you know them way there? So that could be the only stumbling block here. And it's going to be extremely interesting to see what happens. But this manager doing well at the moment. He's being looked at by Barcelona. However, he is heavily. He's the favorite. He's the favorite at this moment in time to take over at Liverpool. The favorite. So any Liverpool fans? I know we've got Liverpool fans on the channel, in the chat, maybe in the chat if you're watching. Do let me know how you feel about Ruben Amorim. Is he the guy to come in and continue what Klopp's been building? Again, he's got a good style of play, and that's been the focus. Remember, the guys that's been driving this manager search is Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards. Now, Michael Edwards, as we do know, he's a guy that's all about data. He's all about data. This man is a data fanatic. All right. He was a chief analyst. He's been a chief analyst for a number of years, got promoted to be the football director of Liverpool back in 2015. And then we saw what type of players he was identifying. So he has an idea on quality and data, and therefore this manager hunt and this push for Ruben Amorim could mean that what Klopp's been building will continue to be built effectively, efficiently, and there won't be a blip, there won't be a moment, there won't be anything taken out of the process at Liverpool, because this manager, based on data, based on everything that Michael Edwards has looked at, the thorough digging, the thorough research, the thorough everything that he's looked at, bro, he knows that this is the manager to come in. So they're really, really pushing at Liverpool to get this one done. According to Pletty, he says Ruben Amorim is definitely a candidate for Liverpool FC for the summer. Barcelona also high regards. Chelsea is monitoring him. Chelsea. How many managers are they going to go through before they start getting it right? Should things not progress further with Pochettino in the summer? Amorim favors a 3-4-2-1 system with two attacking midfielders who move freely between the lines. Pedro, Concalves, and Edwards. Marcus Edwards, who's a very good player as well. He's being linked with Crystal Palace and a whole host of teams. But those two players are essential for our Amorim. They say that, and maybe it's those two players that are really helping Gyökeres as well. Similar to Leverkusen in Milan, there are often 5 players in the forward line as passing options, providing tremendous width in the attacking play 3-2-5. Bin's holders release clause is said to be 10 million in the summer. So that is what teams will need to pay. But the market's going to go crazy for managers very, very soon. The market's going to go crazy. You're going to start hearing 75 million pounds. Mikel Arteta probably will be the first manager that gets that type of valuation. 50 million pounds for Mikel Arteta and craziness like that. It's going there. It's going there. Give it about another 5 years. We'll see it there. Big Belly Bowley, interested in every Tom, Dick, and Harry. This is what I'm saying, man. How long is it going to take before their man get it right over there? This is the reason why I say it's so interesting to see the Chelsea process. I want to see it. It's all about process now. PROCess. Damn, Arsenal are the trendsetters, boy. Arsenal are the trendsetters, and we've seen what we have done in our PROCess. We've seen what we've done. Right now, we are on the cusp of making it happen. We're finally there, ready to win a Premier League, ready to win a Champions League. The Champions League, I kind of shelved that for the simple fact that I just don't think Arsenal are ready to win that. But the Premier League, I believe we are. I would love to end the European debate. You know, you got Chelsea fans, Liverpool fans, all these dickhead fans trying to tell, man, how you're not, you have no European pedigree. So really this season, I would love to end that European debate, that rival fan debate whereby Arsenal finally win themselves the Champions League. But can we get it done? It remains to be seen. Poch makes it worse, but SAF, Pep, and Wenger could get Chelsea top 4. Yeah, with this team, they've got a good enough team to swing, man. It's his style, it's his tactics, it's the ways, it's his man. You know what is it? You know what it ultimately is? It's his overall man management. And I think he's embarrassing himself. I think a lot of the time in the press, that what I watch. I mean, I don't religiously watch Poch in the press, but when I see the clips online and I hear what he's got to say, I'm like, bro, if I was a player being managed by you, I swear down, my respect for this Don would go out the window. It would go out the window, man. And I think a lot of these foreign players that have been brought over the past 12 to 24, maybe 48 months are feeling exactly the same way. They're not really buying into this fraud of a manager, Poch. They're not buying into it, you know? They've got defensive problems, midfield problems, attacking problems. They've got problems everywhere, man. Like, how can a team like Chelsea have to rely on Cole Palmer to save you, blood? That's mad. But that does remind me of back in the day. That reminds me of 3 years ago. That reminds me of 3.5 years ago when Aubameyang was missing, Lacazette was missing, everybody was missing, and we had to rely on Saka and Martinelli, and eventually Smith Rowe, you know, was saving us. You know, but they've just signed Cole Palmer. The guy's been there for 6 months, blood, or just over 6 months. Well, it's a bit more than that, 8 months or whatever. Bro, the guy's saving these guys, keeping them in the game. Got the most GA at the club. It's crazy. Big up Richard in the building. He says, what have I missed? You've missed quite a little bit, man. Just a lot of manager talk, really. We've kind of been focusing on the managers, moving to new clubs. Robert De Zerbi to Bayern Munich, Ruben Amorim to Liverpool, and what it could mean for those clubs as well. So that's what we've kind of discussed so far. Bit of Chelsea, as well, as you could just hear. Big up Drizzy in the building. Big up my guy Johan as well. Ace 12. I see the gang. I appreciate you guys each and every time. As you can hear, I am a little bit ill today. I don't know what it is. I've been ill for the past couple of days. It's one of the reasons why I didn't stream over the weekend. And I thought, you know what? I found a bit of strength to do a stream yesterday, but it's today I've woke up and it's hit me and I just feel mad weak, mad stuffed and bunged up. I don't know what's going on. No, we haven't done Isak yet. We will be touching on Isak, obviously, for the gang. I know there's a lot of Arsenal fans in here. We kind of leave the Arsenal news to last these days. That's what we do now. Helps with the algorithm as well, so it's a good way and it's a smart way. Keep you guys retained, keep you guys watching till the end, because we'll do Arsenal right at the end, guys. But it's good to touch on all of these type of topics because we're all football guys, and we can banter. Being Arsenal fans, a lot of us in here anyway, we can banter off these fraudulent dons like Bayern Munich even as well, like signing Robert De Zerbi or wanting to sign Robert De Zerbi, make it make sense. It just doesn't make any sense. But so yeah, we could actually see over the next 5 years the downfall of big clubs like Bayern Munich, the uprise of Bayern Leverkusen, the new Bayern Munich of Germany, and Bayern Munich just become the Dortmund. That would be extremely interesting. Extremely interesting. And there's a lot of talk at the moment about Erling Haaland and how qualified Erling Haaland is. And there's videos going around, training clip, footage of Erling Haaland in training emerges that sees fans insist Roy Keane was spot on after claiming the Man City star's overall play is League 2 standard. Now, look, I have to agree and say Haaland is poor. Do I agree with the takes and say he's League 2 standard? I think that's a bit wild from Roy Keane. I think that's a bit wild. I think that's a bit of bias there, obviously being a Man United guy and him playing for Man City. But I was watching, who was I watching this morning? Never a Foul. Big up the guys on Never a Foul. Watching their kind of takes on Haaland, and they were basically saying that, look, they don't really agree with what people are saying about Haaland. And I mean, obviously, each to their own. Everyone's got their opinions. But when I look at Haaland and I look at what's going on with Haaland, Haaland doesn't scare me anymore, bro. Like, Haaland doesn't scare me anymore. I have to pull it out there. He doesn't scare me anymore. His ball control's poor. There's a lot of things that come with Haaland that are poor. And Roy Keane has a mad point. He is not that great off the ball. He's not really that great even on the ball. He's just great being that kind of guy. I mean, even in the 18-yard box, you see him missing easy chances. You see him missing chances that a Messi, an Henry, a Ronaldo, an Mbappe. You see him missing chances that all of those players and more would be bagging. And I don't know what it is, man. I feel like Haaland come to Man City with a massive expectation, massive, a lot of talk around him, and he hit the ground running. He done extremely well. I feel like Haaland's slightly regressed now. I just don't think he's the same guy. And I'm back to the point I was making. I just don't think, I'm not worried or scared of Haaland anymore. I just don't think he's that done. And secondly, I think he's regressed. And thirdly, the point I was going to make was, I totally forgot the point I was going to make. Waffle Sessions! Hey! Hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Do subscribe to the channel if we are new, all of that type of stuff. But yeah, basically, I just don't think Haaland is that guy. And I think it's inevitable that this guy leaves the Premier League. He doesn't want to tarnish what he's already built. Got a treble, got a lot to his name, carries the highest amount of goals in a short space of time. So he's made records. He's got accolades there. But I think he could tarnish it if he continues playing the way he's playing. He looks absolutely poor. Absolutely poor. And I'm sure most of the gang would agree with me. In this training video, you go and watch this training video if you can find it. I think I had it somewhere, but I'm not even going to watch it. His touch was poor. His passing was poor. Maybe he wasn't caring because it was a little warm-up thing, but that doesn't really, I don't know, man. Doesn't convince me, boy. Doesn't convince me either way. So, yeah, Erling Haaland. Another man that kind of deserves some flowers is Onana. Man like Onana, the goalkeeper that we're talking about as well. Not Amadou. I know a lot of people want to talk about Amadou. We probably will touch on Amadou, but Andre Onana no goalkeeper has prevented more goals than Andre Onana, 5.01 in the Premier League this season. I mean, Man United have been under a lot of pressure. Man United have been conceding some stupid goals in stupid minutes. I mean, literally, like straight off the back. Like, you're bagging a goal, and literally within a space of 2 minutes, you're conceding a goal. Doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I just don't understand how Ten Hag does it. I don't understand how Chelsea do it. They're the two teams. Bottle job FC is so great to be in this position as an Arsenal fan. I do care about winning things, but at this moment in time, in terms of bantering those two clubs about performances and about results, it's so good to be an Arsenal fan at this moment in time, knowing that our performances are at a top notch. Yeah, you can't call no one. You can't call out none of our players about performances, blood. Well, you can actually, but you can't at the same time. You can't at the same time, especially when it comes to defensive stuff. We are one of the best defensive, or we hold the best defensive record in the Premier League at this moment in time, I believe. And we are one of the best defensive teams in the world at this moment in time. Yeah. Chelsea and Man United's, the muds that them two teams find themselves in is incredible. And again, forget trophies, forget history, forget everything. Let's just focus on the moment. Let's just focus on the present. We can banter these dons, yeah? No one can tell man nothing. There is no delusion. You man are dead. Your managers are dead. Your style of play is dead. Your players are dead. Everything's dead. Your stadium's dead. Both of your stadiums are dead. Like, bro. Hey, vibes. I'm telling you, bro. It's so good to see Chelsea and Man United go through this. Let's see how they recover. Let's see if they can overcome these problems. This is the reason why I said to you guys, look, I'm looking forward to seeing how they transition and how these guys make it happen. You know, them way there. Let's see. Let's see what they can do, man. But big up, this goalkeeper, because obviously early on in the season, Onana was getting a lot of stick. There was a lot of stick. A lot of people calling him out. A lot of people saying that it was Bart Simpson, the Black Bart Simpson, and all of that. But he's improved. He's also kept 8 clean sheets, and the only other goalkeeper to do that is, who do you think? Come on, lad. So yeah, you have to kind of give him a bit of credit, man. He's definitely underrated, and he's obviously proving people wrong. He's proving people wrong. So big up Onana for actually stepping up and starting to make it happen. Definitely deserves some credit. And I remember he was actually being linked with a move to Arsenal at one point, and then I was like, "Oh, lucky we didn't sign him." But now seems like he's fitting in. And there are some things about Onana that I do question, though. So like sometimes he saves and the way he makes those saves and so on and so forth. Obviously, there's still talks with about the backroom staff that Liverpool and Manchester United are trying to bring in. They're all talking with Jason Wilcox at the moment. If anyone would remember, if anyone in this chat has really got ball knowledge, you guys will remember Jason Wilcox. Okay, Jason Wilcox, old school Premier League player, won the Premier League with Blackburn back in the day. This guy's obviously being linked with Liverpool and Manchester United. He is a part of, I can't remember who's he a part of at the moment. I think he's resigned. He's done something. I read it earlier. I can't remember who he kind of is involved with at the moment. God, it's just gone, totally gone. But he's basically resigns. The club that he's at the moment isn't happy. Liverpool want to bring him in, but no negotiations or talks are taking place between Jason and Liverpool. However, Wilcox has agreed to join Manchester United as the new technical director, ready to be a part of the Enos project. It's just about when. No talks planned with other clubs. So yeah, these teams are making new signings, more or less, new backroom signings, people to come in and drive their ship in a different direction. Again, is Manchester United, is Inos, whatever these dons, whatever this organization's called, Jim Radcliffe and his flipping frauds, his fraudulent friends. But are they going to take this Man United boat in the right direction, this Man United ship? Are they going to take it in the right direction? Are they going to sail down the right direction? Because there's questionable things that are happening at the moment, questionable appointments that potentially could be taking place and in the pipeline. In my opinion, I think other people might see it different, but I think there are still some questionable things happening, and maybe Radcliffe might have it wrong, or maybe he might have it right. You can look at the Nice project as well, and Nice have done well. They've progressed over the past couple of seasons, so he might have something left. We have to obviously see how the Manchester United project goes, but big up Manchester United and big up everyone else, man, in the Premier League. All right, forget all of these frauds. Let's move on to some Arsenal news, ladies and gentlemen. I want to talk Arsenal. I'm fed up of these dons, all these frauds trying to figure out what they're doing, what direction they're going in, what board members they're going to be bringing in. Either way, they're all frauds, blood. Yeah. Right now, let's talk Arsenal. We've got another fraud on the screen, and it ain't Onana, it's Ekram Connor. This is one of the biggest dons out here. Just literally puts out tweets for no reason, and people just buy into him. He gets loads of retweets, loads of likes. No one questions him. I don't know what's going on with this fraud, but we are going to share what he's saying. Everton will listen to offers over 60 million euros for the Belgium international Amadou Onana. Arsenal, Newcastle, and various others have been linked. And that's all he says. He doesn't give us nothing. Like, anyone can actually tweet this nonsense, blood. And he doesn't give us nothing. Like, no real nothing. Now, obviously, we know as Arsenal fans that Amadou Onana is a player that Arsenal admire, Arsenal want to bring in. So obviously, just kind of quickly touching on it, the amount of money that Everton are asking for wouldn't make any sense for what we're trying to achieve. We are going to be spending a lot of our money at Arsenal this summer on a striker. Just know that the budget, in my opinion, is going to be about 200 million. We might be able to raise that by a couple of million. I say a couple of million, tens of millions, because we're going to be selling players, obviously. But I just don't think Amadou Onana fits in in terms of budget-wise, because Everton are going to be asking for stupid amounts of money, and I don't think Arsenal are going to be willing to pay any more than 30 million, 35 million for Amadou Onana. The main priority for Arsenal will be Martin Zubimendi for that centre midfield position. It would have been Douglas Luiz, and I know it would have been Douglas Luiz, but it's not going to be Douglas Luiz because Aston Villa are going to ask for astronomical money for Douglas Luiz as well. And again, most of our money is going to be spent on a striker. That is where our money is going this summer. But we're still going to be looking at a midfielder. That midfielder, for me, in my opinion, based on what I believe the budget is going to be, based on how I feel Arsenal are going to try and spread that budget across the team and plug holes, not with just Tom, Dick, and Harry, but with some real quality as well, is their budget's going to be about 40 to 50 million at max for a centre midfielder. They will not be paying anything more than 15 million pounds for a centre midfielder. Now, Martin Zubimendi, who we have been speaking about over the past couple of years. You say a couple of years, I'm about to say a couple of days, but I think we've only spoken about this guy once over the past couple of days. This guy has a 52 million release clause of 52 million pounds or 52 million euros, which equates to less than 50 million pounds. So if that is the case, Arsenal are more or less, if my theory is what I'm saying, if what I said earlier is true and the budgets are about 15 million pounds for a centre midfielder, then triggering the release clause for Martin Zubimendi makes a lot of sense because it will cost us about 47 million pounds. So that kind of fits in with the narrative there. But, I just don't think Arsenal are going to do astronomical money on a centre midfielder. We've done it last season on Declan Rice. We're not going to do it again on another centre midfielder. So Martin Zubimendi fits the bill. He not only fits the budget, he also fits the profile that Mikel Arteta was looking for. That profile is someone that can sit in the six, someone that can do exactly what Jorginho does, but someone that can also, defend, someone that can also get forward and help in the final third. Martin Zubimendi is a very, very quality player, someone that can play extremely well in tight spaces, break the lines, just like Thomas Partey can. He's literally got a lot to his game. Xabi Alonso wants him. Pep Guardiola's looked at him, and when you look at the systems, the styles, and those three managers, they all want him for a reason because he fits the system. This guy, Martin Zubimendi, clearly, based on what he does in midfield, is tailored to how Xavi, Arteta, and Pep Guardiola want to play, as various other managers as well. But he's a Spanish, so he understands that way of playing as well. And Arsenal, I think this is going to be the priority centre midfielder for Arsenal. I think Arsenal need to bring in two centre midfielders because Thomas Partey, in my opinion, needs to go. Jorginho probably will stay, but we spoke about Jorginho a few days ago. There's been no discussions recently about extending Jorginho's contract. That's according to his agent. Pardon me, guys. I am feeling ill. Blocked up nose at the moment. I feel like I'm going to heave. Just bear with me for 1 second, please. Sorry, guys. Not feeling well, I'm feeling blocked up, and the more I'm talking, it's like I'm getting blocked up. Like my nose is blocked. It's not feeling good. It's not looking good. Not feeling good. I'm not cold or anything, but it's mad. You know what? I'm gonna have to get myself some tissue. Just bear with me for 1 sec, guys. I do apologize. Make sure we're subscribing. All of that type of stuff. Remember, this video has been brought to you by Azar as well. So make sure you download the app. Download the app. Link, it can be found in the description. Give me a couple of moments. I'm just getting myself some tissue, man. Bloody hell. Oh, yeah. Download the app, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Link can be found in the description. Big up all the real ones in the building. Make sure we're hitting the like button, all of that type of stuff. Thanks for your patience, man. I had to just quickly go and get some tissue. I'm not feeling well, man. But Martin Zubimendi, in my opinion, the priority based on the budget, he is the priority. Douglas Luiz would have been the priority, as I said earlier, but that's not going to be the case anymore. Aston Villa are going to offer astronomical money. You know what I might have to do? I might have to go for a mad run, you know. I think that could make me feel so much better. Big up all the real ones. Big you up, J-Dub. Much appreciate you. Big up Johan, Naga, Ace. Big up all the real ones that I see here on a day-to-day basis. We appreciate you guys. Big up Visuals. He says Thomas Partey needs to go after he made the line-breaking pass that almost won us the game against City. No other player in the squad does that. Yeah, but that's the point of bringing Martin Zubimendi into the team. You know, do you understand? I hear what people say about Thomas Partey, bro. But look, at the end of the day, Thomas Partey, for me, doesn't have the legs. I think he kind of showed that to a degree against Man City. Kevin De Bruyne outpaced him, bro. Kevin De Bruyne outrun Thomas Partey with the ball at his feet. What are you talking about? You see, when you're talking about, he broke the line with a pass. Okay, he broke the line with a pass. That's what midfielders do, bro. What you're telling me, there ain't midfielders, there ain't number 6s and number 8s out there that are breaking lines daily in football every day. That's what they're built to do, bro. So, keep Thomas Partey because he broke the line against Man City and it was our closest chance to actually beating them, which we didn't beat. Come on, man. Stop being stupid. Martin Zubimendi, the guy on the screen right now, bro. Yeah, the guy on the screen right now is the guy that does exactly the same thing as Thomas Partey, but also to a next level. The guy is a very, very good, intelligent player. He's going to offer you those moments. He's going to be able to break the lines. He's going to be able to, offer you even more than that. And Thomas Partey is an incredible player. Don't get it twisted. He's an incredible player. But you're talking about a Thomas Partey that is religiously injured. Religiously. Let's talk about Thomas Partey because I can see there's some interesting comments in the chat. People want to know wild one for Thomas Partey. And let's talk about Thomas Partey because don't let what I'm saying here right now make you believe that I'm a person that's against Thomas, or I don't like Thomas, or I don't appreciate the qualities that Thomas has. Thomas Partey, for me, has been one of the best midfielders, central midfielders, number 6s, number 8s, whatever position you want to put him in, because in my opinion, he can play both. But he's been one of the best central midfielders in Europe, when fit, over the past, 3 years, in my opinion. There was shady moments at Arsenal, but he kind of rectified that, became better, improved, and then we started seeing a different version of Thomas Partey. So let's say the past 24 months, Thomas Partey has been, one of the best centre midfielders in Europe, in my opinion. But when you're looking at a Martin Zubimendi, he's someone that will come in and give you exactly what Thomas Partey is giving you at the moment. The problem you have with Thomas, it's not the qualities of the player, it's the availability of the player. One thing that people say is the best ability is availability. Thomas Partey is never available. Thomas Partey, in my opinion, is losing his legs. He can't run. If he loses the ball high up the field, there's a strong chance that Thomas Partey is going to be easily outpaced. You know, the way there. So these are things that are concerning for me. Thomas Partey is also on astronomical wages, bro. Thomas Partey earns close to 250k out of the club every single week. You think Martin Zubimendi is going to be asking for 250k? You got Thomas Partey taking almost 250k at the club every single week, right? That's $1 million a month, yeah? When is the guy available? He's available for 15% of the time, bro. 15% of the time. So, listen, man, I love Thomas Partey. I think Thomas Partey is a quality player. You know what? In fact, if we could afford to continue giving Thomas Partey 250k, I would say keep him and have him on the bench or have him there. But we still need that player to come in and replace him, to be the main Don. We need a main Don. Thomas Partey just isn't the main Don anymore. He's not the main Don. And then you think if he's not the main Don, it doesn't make any sense keeping him because he's on astronomical wages. So let's just move him on. Bring Martin Zubimendi in. Maybe Lokonga could be a step up. If not, we move Lokonga on. We could test the waters of Lokonga. I'm not saying Lokonga is that guy, but we could test the waters of him just to kind of, so we don't financially have to go mad, because it's going to cost us quite a lot of money to, bring in Martin Zubimendi and another top quality midfielder or CM as well. Yusuf Fafana all day at 110%. Big up all the guys that are saying facts about letting Thomas Partey go. Absolutely, man. You know, I think it's that time now. And I think he will go. I think he'll go Saudi Arabia. I think he'll go somewhere like that. And we'll have to replace him. We replace him with Martin Zubimendi. We have Martin Zubimendi, Jorginho, Declan Rice, and Lukonga. I mean, you need another. I wouldn't even put Odegaard as a central midfielder, even though that's what he is. I wouldn't even put Odegaard as a central midfielder. I would just allow Odegaard to play either one of the 8 roles, and even more or less put Odegaard even further forward. Put him further forward. I think Odegaard will cook even he's more further forward, playing as like how Mesut Ozil used to play. Sometimes Mesut Ozil used to come across like a second striker, even sometimes the main striker at points. You know, it's just because our players were roaming and how players were picking up positions. But you know, I think we might still need to bring in another centre midfielder. We got Thomas Partey rid of. So Jorginho, Martin Zubimendi, Declan Rice. They're the only 3 midfielders that we'll have. Is that enough? Offer Partey a reduced contract. We need a bigger squad next season because of CL madness. Exactly. Big up the Arsenal Avenger. Maybe. Would you be happy to give Partey a new contract but at reduced wages? Me? Yeah, 110%. 110%, man. 110%. Big up D Brown in the building. Now, but love and respect to you, my guy. Creeper, big up Jay. I see you guys as well. We need to sign Usman Diamande, Yusuf Fafana, Verts, and Tony. I'm kind of leaning towards away from Tony now. Sorry, I'm leaning away from Tony. I'm not really feeling Tony anymore. I feel like if we bring Ivan Tony to Arsenal, it's going to be Lacazette vibes. Lacazette vibes, no joke. All right, let's move on anyway from Thomas Partey. I think we've been waffling about Thomas Partey for a little while. Another player being linked with a move to Arsenal again is Raphinha. Raphinha is being linked, ladies and gentlemen. According to Jason Suter and Peter O'Rourke, Barcelona are ready to sell Raphinha. They're ready to sell the player. Their obviously financial problems are leading to them making this decision. It says here, as a part of the Barcelona's financial problems, they are going to have to cash in on Raphinha in the summer to help balance the books. There has been a lot of talks about Tottenham, Arsenal, and Chelsea coming in for him. But if Saudi Arabian clubs come in with the right offer for him, I can see Barcelona snapping their hands off. Of course, Barcelona will snap their hands off because Barcelona need that financial package. They need big money. How much are they going to get for Raphinha? He is also on big wages at Barcelona, so I think English sides would struggle to match those demands. Saudi Arabia is the more likely move. So a lot of the journalists believe Raphinha will go and join a Saudi Arabian team. However, Arsenal still in there, Chelsea still in there, and another team, whoever it was, Man United, whoever. Still in that race. I mean, I think even Aston Villa could come into this race. I think there will be a few teams now. Tottenham could probably come into this race. Now, I'll be happy to take Raphinha as long as he knows he's the backup option. Hold on, once I've got to blow my nose again, guys. You know what? Actually, yesterday I thought this was hay fever. I was thinking, right, hay fever's come and affected me so early. This is not hay fever, bro. This is actual cold. This is an actual illness. This mucus is not a joke, blood. It's making me choke as well, bro. I don't know what's going on. I need to pop some vitamin C tablets, blood. Raphinha, no way. I don't want him, says Ace12. Jay says Raphinha is a top winger. I'll take him. Even swap Nelson plus cash for Raphinha. This is what I'm saying, bro. You see when, like, hey, big you up, my guy. A9 also says Raphinha can't step to the Emirates club, is trying to progress, not regress. You think Raphinha is accepting sitting on the bench? No way. He'll be demanding starting. See, this is the problem that we're going to have now, isn't it? This is the problem that Arsenal are going to have now. Like, how do you bring in improvements or players that are actually on the same level as what you already have without them causing a fuss about starting a game? How are we going to manage this? Players need to understand now that Arsenal are a big team, bro. I mean, we've always been a big team, but we're on big things now. We're on big things. Like, if we want to achieve everything that there is to achieve in this football team, then players need to understand, regardless of your quality, but you're going to be a benched on. You know what? Big up Marco Asensio. And this is the reason I said we should have signed him. Maybe not now, but we should have signed him before. You know why? Because Marco Asensio understood the assignment. Yeah? Marco Asensio understood the assignment. He understood that when you're playing for a team like Real Madrid, when you're trying to play for a team like PSG, you can't have an ego whereby you expect to play every single game, because these are teams whereby you need to have a 25-man world-class squad, which means there's going to be world-class players on the bench, which means I'm going to be on the bench, bro. I need to suck it up. I need to be ready for that. Because one thing I don't want to do, right, is I don't want to go into a window whereby we're struggling to find top quality players because, oh, I want to start in the 90 minutes. So therefore we have to resort into signing Dominic Calvert-Lewin or, you know, Dominic Solanke or one of these type of dongs because they're happy to sit on the bench. Or we'll have to renew Eddie Nketiah's contract. D. Brown says we need an absolute brute at the number 8 who doesn't shy away from 50-50s. He must be the yang to Odegaard's yin who can score from distance. Big up D. Brown. Absolute facts. Absolute facts. The number 8 that plays, I see what Arteta is doing with Decky. I get it. And there will be games that Decky can run with that number 8 role. But I think, look, we need to really balance it out. And I think there needs to be moments where Decky plays as the 6. And we use someone with a lot of tech to come in and really complement Odegaard. You know them way there. That can also bag from outside the box. Now, we've got a player that's already there. We've got our own player that's already there, ladies and gentlemen. But people are losing faith in him. People have lost faith in him. And listen, I'm keeping the faith. I'm keeping the faith. I'm keeping the faith in this young man right here, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. This is someone, I'm telling you, Fabio Vieira is someone that can cook. He can cook. I'm telling you, all he's missing, it's not even a physical presence. It's not even a physicality. I'm telling you, it's not a physicality, bro. It's not even a physicality for this guy. Even though he can work on that, it's just the willingness. Not even Smith Rowe. Not even Smith Rowe, bro. Fabio Vieira, I'm telling you, this guy is gifted. This guy is technically gifted. This guy has vision. This guy can understand movement. He understands where to put the ball. When you're talking about complementing Odegaard and you're talking about playing a team that are low blocking you and you need to open them up, this is a guy that you have with Odegaard. This is a guy that you let him free roam. Let him play his game. Let him express himself. I'm telling you now, Fabio Vieira under an Arsene Wenger would have flipping cooked. He would have cooked. This guy would have been one of the most spoken about players at Arsenal under an Arsene Wenger. Do you understand me? Man says April Fool's Day was yesterday, Wax. Listen, no. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, I'm backing. I don't care what people are saying. I'm backing Fabio Vieira. This is the player that I believe once he gets mentally confident. I mean, Fabio, you're a player whereby you want to get on everything. You want to get on every single ball. Give me the ball. Let me dictate. When he grows that mentality, that type of balls, I'm telling you now, guys, this Fabio Vieira will cook. That's what he needs. He needs that type of encouragement whereby he is so confident. He wants every single ball. Give me the ball. Drop into space. Give me the ball. Let me create something. Let me start something. And then let me end it as well. Let me get on the end of it. Let me make sure I'm involved in the ends. You know, you understand me, blood? He has got those qualities, bruv. He just needs to grow in confidence, man. I'm actually hoping, yeah, that this season that we have going into, forget this season, Next season is the season where Fabio Vieira shines. I expect it next season. Fabio Vieira, I need you to shine, bruv. I need you to shine. Rizzo says Vieira is a safe passer. That's it. I don't think he's a safe passer, bro. I don't think he's a safe passer. I think how he's been played to a degree and the focus, you know what it is? You see with Arsenal, right? Arsenal under Mikel Arteta have been a team that are focused on retention, but retaining possession. That has been the big focus at Arsenal. Now, over the past couple of years, where that's been such a focus, right? Where that's been such a focus, players' first thing they think about is keeping possession. So in any moment, they just don't want to lose the ball. And I think that's what Fabio Vieira's had. Fabio Vieira, again, adapting, understanding, trying to really get to grips with Arsenal, the playing style, the atmosphere, everything, the environment, everything that comes with Arsenal. I think that's just kind of been his go-to kind of move to ensure that Arsenal just don't lose possession. So when man say, oh, he's just a sideways, backwards pass, or he's a safe, he's not that. He's not that. Because if he was that, he wouldn't have had in his first season in senior football, he wouldn't have had 16 assists, bro, in like 25 games. Like, if you're a safe passer of a ball, if you're a player that loves to play the safe pass more than the killer ball, then you wouldn't have had 16 assists for Porto in about 25 games. Bearing in mind, a lot of those games, he was coming off the bench. Again, it's about how he's being utilized. How, firstly, it's about him being utilized, how he's being utilized. But secondly, it's about him having a clear understanding of how he's meant to play in this system, with this style of play, X, Y, and Z. We played Porto recently. We see what type of football Porto play, right? We see what type of football Porto play. In that system, with that same manager, because he was managed by the same Don, yeah? That system, with that manager, he got 16 assists in his first full season in senior football, blood. That's not a safe passer to me, my guy. That's a person that knows how to get on. That's a person, when he's on the ball, he knows how to create and make something happen, blood. That's what that shows me. So what I'm showing you now is that if Fabio Vieira steps up and gains confidence to the point where he always wants to get on the ball, like, give me the ball, let me dictate, let me get on the ball and dictate. Fabio Vieira is creating chance after chance after chance. That's the type of guy he is, bro. It's just about being utilized. Now, again, when we're looking at the two different systems as well, our system's totally different to how Porto's playing. Mikel Arteta is not using Fabio Vieira as a direct playmaker. Our playmaker in this current system is Jorginho. Not even Odegaard's being used as the prime playmaker. So if you're, again, it's about how you're utilizing that player, bro. When he played for Porto, he used to play on the right-hand side, or he used to play behind the striker. Yeah, that's how Fabio Vieira used to play for Porto. Behind the striker in the number 10, or he used to play on the right wing. Either way, he would find himself in positions where he could dictate, control, and find himself a beautiful assist. So anyway, I back Fabio Vieira. I pick up all the guys in the building, even the ones that disagree with that. Like, you'll wait and see. You wait and see. Fabio Vieira is going to come good. I'm telling you. I feel it. I believe it. I big up my guy Naga. He says we haven't seen much of Fabio. Lack of game time. He just needs his mentality to get in. I'm with you on this one, Wax. Give him sharpness, minutes, and game time. Absolutely, man. Listen, Fabio Vieira, consistent game time. Allow him to not be restricted. Just allow him to express himself. You know what, Fabio? Go on there and do what you do best. Do what you do best. I need the other guys like Rice. I need Rice and the number 6 or whoever to support him. Make sure, guys, when anytime Vieira's on the ball, you provide him a lot of defensive support to allow him to do whatever he does best. Do you understand there? Once a player like Fabio Vieira knows he's got that defensive stability behind him, that defensive unit behind him, he's got he can cook. He should be able to cook and express himself. But it's just about being relieved of those shackles, and as well, being given minutes. But again, he needs to be encouraged, man. He needs to be really encouraged to get on the ball and make it happen. And because when we have seen Fabio Vieira do that as well, don't get it twisted, he has cooked. Let's be real, man. He has cooked. But anyway, we've been waffling about Fabio Vieira for quite some time. Let's just move on quickly. Big up the Arsenal women's, won their 7th League Cup yesterday after beating Chelsea women 1-0 in the final. There was a bit of a controversial moment after the game between both managers. I'm not too sure what happened, but there was a little moment. Have I got it? Let me quickly find it. Have I got it? I should have it. I did have it, and I don't have it now. Emma Hayes obviously stuck it on Jonas for whatever reason. I'm not too sure what happened. Didn't watch the game, obviously, but that clip was going around everywhere. If anyone does know, do comment down below why Emma Hayes pushed Jonas at the end of the game, and all he tried to do was just say thank you for the trophy. It's good to see the Arsenal women's doing extremely well. Very, very good. Ben Jacob says, I would keep an eye on Crystal Palace, who are very keen on Eddie Nketiah. Arsenal and Nketiah didn't want to proceed mid-season because, again, depth was important to Arsenal. However, come the end of the season, Eddie Nketiah will be gone. He will be leaving Arsenal Football Club, and there will be no more. There will be no more Eddie Nketiah. All you Eddie Nketiah sexuals, it's time you pack your bags and you go with him. Yeah, you go with him. Ekram Connor still linking us with Jonathan David. Lille striker Jonathan David is keen on a transfer to the Premier League in the summer transfer window. Chelsea, Arsenal, Napoli, and AC Milan, Barcelona, and Atletico Madrid as well, all interested in the Canadian. And again, just take what he says with a pinch of salt. But Jonathan David, probably one of the at the bottom of my list, man. At the bottom of my list, the main player for me is definitely Gyökeres. I want Arsenal to get that done. Do we have an update on Gyökeres? I just want to quickly see if we do. We don't actually have an update on Gyökeres, actually. So a lot of fraudulence from Ekram Connor I can see here. Newcastle interested in Ramsdale. All right, let's move on to the main topics of discussion, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that like button, subscribe. We are finally here. Ramsdale, Isak, let's talk. Let's talk. Ramsdale inevitably will be leaving Arsenal Football Club. I said this to you guys last year, at the end of the year, at the end of the transfer window, sorry. I told you guys. And the maddest thing is, people try to tell me, Wax, you don't know what you're talking about. We need 2 strong number ones. We need 2 goalkeepers to compete with each other. But what world are you living in? What world have you ever in your life seen 2 major number ones compete with each other? Come on, man. People were so delusional. Listen, this is one thing I hate about Arsenal fans. It's like they go along. They're on the ride. They're on the ride each month. Each month, they are brainwashed by a new narrative. And then they buy into it and they're pushing that narrative. It's like, bro, but Arsenal need 2 number ones. I said Aaron Ramsdale, the moment we signed David Raya, I said, done for Ramsdale. Done. When the dad come out on the podcast and started speaking X, Y, and Z about not feeling happy, that was like 2 months, 3 months after I had said Aaron Ramsdale was done. People were calling me out there, you don't know what you're talking about. Mikel Arteta wants 2 strong number ones. We need them. We need him. We need to keep Aaron Ramsdale on his feet, and Aaron Ramsdale needs to keep David Raya on his feet. Well, how the hell is that going? Because right now, Aaron Ramsdale's not having a look in. Aaron Ramsdale is crying. Aaron Ramsdale is ripping up his Arsenal posters and he can't wait to leave, blood. Yeah, this guy is... He's getting comfort from his dad, his mom, his nan, everyone. Everyone's giving Aaron Ramsdale comfort. This guy is down in the dumps. He's down in the dumps. Big up Melvin. He says, yeah, very, very true. Vieira needs time, especially those small teams like Luton etc. It's health to rotate players like Odegaard, Rice. Exactly. He needs, bro. See when we play Luton tomorrow. Perfect game for Fabio Vieira. Perfect game. Perfect game for him. I don't want to hear anything else after that. I want to see him play. Ramsdale is on his arse. Exactly, man. It's all over for Ramsdale. You cannot sell Ramsdale to Premier League clubs. Sell him abroad. He's not going to want that. But anyway, it was inevitable. I knew it was inevitable the moment David Raya signs that contract. And now it's time that we cut ties with Ramsdale. Now, the only problem for Ramsdale, and this is a big problem actually. This is actually a big problem. Where does he actually go? Where does he go where he gets paid a substantial amount of money? Where does he go where he can guarantee to be the number one, which also keeps, for a team, bearing in mind, that keeps him in contention for England, that also keeps him in contention for European football? There's not many places. Aaron Ramsdale, he has a very, 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 very difficult challenge, a very difficult decision to make, because as Melbourne says, Pope is better than Ramsdale. I'm taking Pope. Now, Pope's out to the end of the season, cool. But you're not signing Ramsdale now, you're signing him at the end of the season. So does Ramsdale go to Newcastle and become what he was at Arsenal for Newcastle, sitting behind Nick Pope? Because that's the likelihood of this move. It doesn't make sense for me. It doesn't make sense to me for Ramsdale to go and sign for Newcastle. But then who does he go and sign for? He's not signing for Man United. He's not signing for Man City. Maybe Chelsea. Okay, maybe. But even they've just signed a new goalkeeper in the summer, so he probably won't sign for Chelsea. He's not going to go to Tottenham. Then you start looking outside the top six. Let's look outside the top six. Does Ramsdale get into West Ham's team? Is Ramsdale more worthy in goal over Areola? Definitely not. Areola was the number one for PSG, blood. No, he's definitely not. Who else you looking at? He's not going to Liverpool, clearly. Out of that top six, who are you looking at? No one. Firstly, no one else really needs him. Jay says sell him to West Ham, but then he ain't better than West Ham goalkeepers. Areola is definitely better than him, in my opinion. He can't get in front of Pope at Newcastle. He ain't getting in front of Emi Martinez at Aston Villa. There could be. Who's Brighton's goalkeeper? Who's Brighton's goalkeeper? It was Sanchez. He's obviously gone Chelsea. Who's Brighton's goalkeeper? Oh, I didn't even know who's Brighton's goalkeeper. What's their players? So there could be a space for him. There could be a space for him at Brighton. There could be a space for him at Brighton. Who's their goalkeeper? They've got flipping Jason Still. Jason Still. Who's their number one? Verbruggen, some Belgium Don or some Dutch Don. So yeah, there's a space for him at Brighton, clearly, blood. There's a space for him at Brighton, clearly. But this is a problem for Ramsdale now. This is a big, big problem. Where does he go? If Ramsdale cuts out errors, he is very, very good as a shot stopper. Big up Andy. I agree. Brighton is a good fit, 110%. Brighton rotate their number one. There we go. So he could fit in at Brighton. One Dutch guy who is the Dutch national, who's in the Dutch national team, says Tope. 100 million to Brighton. They got enough peas from sales. For real, for real. He could go to Chelsea, says Alfie. How about the idea of bringing in Bruno Guimaraes instead of Isak? As of strikers, Eucharist is good and always available for selection than Isak, says Malvin. Yeah, I mean, I kind of would go for... No, actually, Bruno Guimaraes is... I mean, I've been turned off on Bruno Guimaraes over the Posh, yeah, I don't know what it is, man. There's something that's happened. Maybe it's Newcastle's regression. Maybe it's Newcastle taking steps backwards in their performances and what they've been producing in the league. That's kind of led me to feel like, yeah, Bruno Guimaraes isn't the guy. But then obviously, without being stupid and naive, you know, the qualities that he possesses, you put that in Arsenal's team, he improves us 110%, blood. So I get it. I probably would be up for Bruno Guimaraes, but only at the right fee. And yeah, Gyökeres over Isak all day long, 110%. Yeah, it makes sense for him to go to Brighton. There we go. He's gonna go Brighton, man. There's no one else. There's no one else, man. Aaron Ramsdale's finished. He could go back to Bournemouth. He might as well go back to Bournemouth. They're still in the Premier League. He's, you know, like things that he needs to sort out, man. But yeah, it does look like he's out of the door. And there could be a potential swap in the pipeline for Isak. Sorry, I was just blanking there. Literally, my mind was going blank. There was two other players that I just looked at that I wanted to touch on, who Arsenal are actually being linked with. Just to quickly let you know who they were. It's Morgan Gibbs-White. So Morgan Gibbs-White still being linked with a move to Arsenal. We do have an update on Gyökeres. 1 second, which I will share. Joshua Zerbi is another one that is being spoken about in the press and Arsenal. And another one who I wouldn't mind signing. I've watched him 1 or 2 times. Does look good. Brazilian player, João Gomes. You would have thought he's Portuguese, but I think he's actually been capped for Brazil. But João Gomes, who actually plays for Wolves, is heavily being linked with a move to Manchester United and Arsenal as well. And, you know, 23-year-old midfielder could be a cheaper option if we decide to spend quite a lot of money on a striker. But we'll move on to Isak because this is the main topic of discussion. And there could be a potential swap move in the process, in the pipeline for Ramsdale to Newcastle and Isak to Arsenal. Now, again, I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know if it's true or whatnot, but it's being spoken about. And Isak is heavily being linked with a move to Arsenal at the moment. There's a lot of people suggesting that Arsenal should go for this one. There's compilations of Isak and Odegaard going around on Twitter at the moment. It's getting hectic on there, you know, and they had great link up. You know, you see the season where Odegaard played with Isak, I think Isak bagged about 17 goals that season for Real Sociedad. It's probably been his best goal return for a club in his career. 17 goals in that season, I think it was, in the league, just in La Liga. And Martin Odegaard's chipped away, putting a few assists, and the link up between Odegaard and Isak was incredible. So there's a lot of compilations going around at the moment of that. And Odegaard could be an inspiration. Odegaard could be someone that speaks to Isak and says, yeah, bro, it's time to come over here. You know what we were creating before. Let's make it happen again. And, you know, Isak could be entertaining it. Eddie Howe has kind of put cold water on this one slightly by saying that Newcastle don't want to sell. Newcastle want to keep him at the club. And obviously they want to keep him at the club. But realistically, can they afford to keep him at the club? No, they can't. They can't afford to keep him at the club. Why? Because they're not in the position that they was last season. And, you know, for a team that Newcastle that are trying to increase the value of their operation, that are trying to progress and take this project to the next level, what they've achieved so far this season it doesn't work out. It doesn't make any sense. It's definitely not in line with that project, or with the goals of that project. So that could have a financial implication, and therefore players like Isak will have to leave. They will have to leave. And even if Isak doesn't want to leave, it's kind of like how Arsenal found themselves in. Remember when, you know, Adebayor didn't want to leave Arsenal back in the day. Adebayor never said to Arsenal, I want to leave. Arsenal went to Adebayor and said, bro, you got to leave. And that it wasn't just Adebayor. There was a few names. The only person that actually pushed for a move away was Fabregas. Nobody else actually pushed for a move away from Arsenal. according to what I've read anyway. Most of the players were just sold because Arsenal needed the money. We needed the money, so players are just being told. Like Clichy, imagine Clichy meant to be our replacement for Ashley Cole. He literally was our replacement for Ashley Cole. Maybe never reached the heights of an Ashley Cole. But these men were just told, you got to go. We're selling you. Imagine that just coming into work and being told that, yeah, you've just been sold, bro. Like, what? Just been sold. Yeah, your agent's already figured things out. You got a bad boy contract on the table with Man City. Players are like, raw. Okay. But that's what will happen when the finances, you need the finances. Newcastle are going to need the finances. Bruno Guimaraes is going to be another one as well. That probably will get sold. They have to sell. Like, they will definitely have to sell before they can buy. They can't do anything more. They have to sell before they can buy. And Isak is definitely going to be one of those players. Big up Andy says Isak depends on price. He is injury prone, so he will never play 38 league games. But having Havertz, Jesus, you could also rotate. Absolutely, man. So this is a lot of people's concerns about Isak, is the fact that he can't actually stay fit, and this is a problem for me as well. Like we want players that are always fit, man. Like Declan Rice is so phenomenal, not only because of the work ethic and everything that he does on the pitch, is because, bro, he's always fit. Declan Rice is always fit, bro. We don't want to jinx it. I don't have any wood around me. Everything around me is either glass or like, does the forehead stuff still count? Does the forehead stuff still count? Because Declan Rice doesn't get injured, and they're the type of players that we know. They're the type of players that we need. Gyökeres doesn't get injured, blood. He doesn't get injured. Gyökeres will give us what Mikel Arteta wants from a player. Mikel Arteta wants players. This is the reason why he's overburning Saka. Saka's being burnt out. We have to refine a rotation for Saka, but Saka's being burnt. There's a lot of concern. There's a lot of worry about Saka at the moment. Pundits, the press, the media, everyone is saying, listen, Saka needs rest. We might turn Saka into Michael Owen. We've seen players go through that before. But this is what Mikel Arteta wants. Mikel Arteta only wants players that can play 70 games a season. That's what he said. He said it himself. He says a player like Saka, a player like Declan Rice, a player like Odegaard, they need to be able to play 70 games a season. Messi, Henry, top dons were doing it. If you want to be like those dons, you have to do it as well. And that's the point he was making. So just based on that, we know that the type of character that Mikel Arteta and Eddie were looking for are players that can actually be fit for at least 38 games in a Premier League season. Saka hasn't been great for the past couple of games. He defo needs competition. Absolutely, man. Saka needs rest and Saka needs competition. It's not going to harm the team to start someone else over Saka. It's not going to harm the team to take Saka off in 50, 60 minutes. It's not. I'm telling you now, Reece Nelson will either offer us the same level of output as Saka, I'm telling you, or even more. People will say, well, look at Saka's GA as an example. Remember, Reece Nelson doesn't get the time. He doesn't get the time on the minutes to have the CV of a Saka. That doesn't get it. But I'm telling you now, if you take Saka off in 60 minutes and you bring Reece Nelson on for the last 30 minutes, there isn't a drop-off. Reece Nelson isn't going to be any worse than what Saka is. I'll tell you that. He isn't. But what we do need is we need someone that's going to be better. And this is my only concern about replacing or finding a right winger that comes in and replaces Saka or rotates with him, is that we ain't going to go out there and find one that's better than Saka. I just don't think we are. Tap your cap. Is this cardboard? I don't even know if this is cardboard. This ain't cardboard, is it? Saka won't last beyond 26. It's going to be difficult for him, man. Yes, we need to rotate Saka for Nelson or ESR. Give him a break. Absolutely. All right, let's just quickly finalize what we're saying here on Isak. But it does say Newcastle brace for an Arsenal and Tottenham to launch 100 million bids for Isak as North London rivals look to capitalize on Magpies' FFP concerns. So yeah, I mean that's kind of like the main media story that's being pushed in regards to Isak. There's various other ones. I don't even know what I don't even. Oh shit! I just flipped myself on the eye blood. Mad thing. I don't even know what the thing this is. I do know I like the material on this hat though. I can't lie. Like big up Jordan. I do like the material on this hat. It definitely doesn't get dirty. I'll tell you that, bro. I got cats as well, so anything black in my house gets very, very dusty and hairy pretty quickly, blood. You know? So yeah, I mean I had to get a different material, blood. This one probably look fresh in about 7 months. All right, let me run through some of these comments. Isak to Arsenal is definitely on the cards, but for me, I prefer Gyökeres. I did want to quickly touch on a Gyökeres update that's been said by. Let me quickly find it. What's it been? What's going on here? Just to kind of let you know what, just a bit more on the Isak thing. The Newcastle executive Darren Eales has basically said that every single one of their players have a price and they will be looking to cash in on a player to obviously balance their profitability and sustainability issues. So Isak probably will be one to leave. So will be Bruno Guimaraes. And I think Bruno Guimaraes is going to go to Man City. I think Man City is going to take Bruno Guimaraes. Okay, so Fabrizio Romano just gives us a quick update on Victor Gyökeres. I'm just gonna last thing that I'm touching on, then I'm gonna wrap this up, man. I want to have something to eat and take some more vitamins. Hopefully that helps with this cold right now because I'm feeling mad ill. It's not looking good, blood. So he basically says, anyway, my understanding remains that Arsenal have not opened concrete talks for any striker. He says, as I've said many times, Victor Gyökeres is for sure one of the options in the list, as they have spent months in attendance with their scouts in Portugal to follow the Sweden's internationals' progress. So, you know, Fabrizio Romano is confirming that Arsenal have been spending several months, analysing and really thoroughly scouting Victor Gyökeres. He says, still at the moment, there are no talks or concrete negotiations as Arsenal want to take their time before deciding who's the player they will sign up front. So that's extremely interesting. That is Fabrizio Romano's take on Arsenal's current striker position and Victor Gyökeres to the carpet. Make sure we are hitting the like button. Do subscribe to the channel if we are new. Turn notification bells on. I'm going to read through 5 comments and I'm going to wrap this up. If you want to get your comment read out, the best way to do that is by hitting us with a super chat. You can do that right now by just clicking on the super chat link. Or just get your comments in now and hope for the best. Hopefully that I read your comment. But make sure we are hitting the like button. Do subscribe. Pick up all the real ones. Please do join our membership program as well. The link is down below. Yes, Mikel Arteta done his press conference, didn't he? Done his press conference at 11 o'clock this morning. I didn't touch on it. I don't really care about the press conferences anymore. Unless some wild stuff gets said, then we'll obviously touch on it. But we was doing press conference reactions for a little while, and I thought, oh, fuck these press conference reactions. Pardon my language. I do apologize. I think that's the first time we swore on the stream. Oh, man. Okay, let me read some more of these comments. Where are we? I need to scroll down because I am miles above. Where are we? Where are we? Victor Gyökeres is above Sesko. He definitely is, bro. Sesko, I think we're being linked with Sesko, but I don't think Arsenal are taking Sesko seriously, blood. I just think, look, it's a young profile, and he's a striker, so we've looked at it. That's all it is. That's all it is. I don't think we are that interested in Benjamin Sesko. I have to be real. He's a good player, but Not for me, man. What's Eucharist's injury list like? I might have to look it up. Listen, his injury list is his injury record, shall I say, is pretty awesome. Eucharist rarely gets injured. I don't think he's been injured. Let's quickly look at that, actually. It's pretty interesting. I don't think he's been injured, you know. This guy just rarely gets injured. Let's have a little look. All right. This is loading up. Let's look at his injury record. What's his injury record? Blood. Someone mentioned it already, boy. Someone mentioned it in the chat earlier. This guy has never been injured. What the bumper? What? Big up my guy Youth in the building. I appreciate you each and every time, Youth, man. Hit up the like button. Big up you, Jay, as well. I'm running as well, man. I'm gonna read 3 more comments and I'm done again. Listen though, Eucharist has no data. He has no injury record data, blood. This guy is fully Terminator. He is fully Terminator, blood. Martinelli looked all right on the right in City's game, but defensively he could have been called out because he more used being on the left. Saka defensively, he helps out loads at the back. Yeah. I didn't really fancy Martinelli on the right pause. I didn't think he looked good on the right. Didn't look comfortable. There was only that one moment where Trossard could have literally banged it, like chipped it over, put it on a plate. But other than that, there was nothing really in it. I'm surprised that Martinelli didn't switch over and go on the left. I think if he really went on the left, that move where Thomas Partey broke the line, Odegaard passed it to Trossard. If that was Martinelli, I think Martinelli would have been gone. I think Martinelli would have exploded. He would have been able to take advantage of Man City's weak, tired legs, and I think we could have made something happen. He would have been able to go at least to the first post, and then someone could have been back post, or he could have shot. I think Martinelli on the left-hand side at that time would have made more sense. Darwin Núñez was hitting numbers in that league as well. Don't get carried away. But then Darwin Núñez is also doing good over here, though. And he wasn't doing Darwin Núñez wasn't doing the numbers that my man's doing, though. Don't get it twisted. Let's just look at Darwin Núñez's numbers, yeah? Let's look at Darwin Núñez's numbers, because I know everyone's gonna kind of use Darwin Núñez as an example. I want to let you guys know that Eucharist was bagging in English football for at least 3 or 4 seasons before he went to Sporting Lisbon. Okay, so that's what we have to take into account. This season, Darwin Núñez has 17 GA in 27 games. 10 of those are goals. Last season, in his first season, he only got 9 goals in the league in 29 games. 9 goals. Yeah. In his last season for Benfica, he actually smashed it. He got 26 goals in 28 games. 26 goals in 28 games. Now, that is astonishing. However, still not better than Eucharist, is it? That's still not better than Eucharist, is it? Because hold that thought for a minute. 26 in 28. And how many assists? He got 4 assists. So what's that? 30 in 28. 30 GA in 28, yeah? 30 GA in 28 for Darwin Noodles, yeah? Darwin Noodles, yeah? So he had 30 in 28. Eucharist so far in his first season, remember Darwin Núñez spent a couple of seasons at Benfica, and it was only his last season he turned up. 30 in 28. Eucharist is already on 32 in 25. Eucharist, hey. Eucharist, we need him. We need him, fam. We need him. Eucharist on 32 goals or 32 GA in the league. In the league. Just the league. Just the league. Just the league, blood. 32 GA in 25 games. I don't care about what Darwin Noodles was doing over there. Yeah, he's done better numbers than Darwin Noodles in less seasons than Darwin Noodles, and he's already played in English football, so he understands what it's like defensively, intense-wise, the aggression, everything that comes with English football. It's the same from top to bottom, blood. The only thing that really changes, is the technical ability. Obviously, of course, a lot of the mental ability and some of the physical aspect. But when it comes to English football, mate, he understands. He understands what English football is all about. And that GA right there is definitely worth the 70 million that Arsenal probably will get him for. That's it. And Wax, you have credit in the bank for Rice over Casado. There we go. Remember, see, big up Melbourne. At least he remembers. I remember everyone was against me last season. You don't know nothing about football because I want Declan Rice over Moses Casado. Oh, you don't know nothing about football. Moses Casado is levels above Declan Rice. Big up my guy, Shane. I see you, broski. I see you. All right, I'm gone. I'm wrapping this. It's been a pleasure. Thank you ever so much. Make sure you are hitting the like button. Big up all the new subscribers. We appreciate you. Big up Troy. I see you in there as well. Good to see you on the channel, my guy. We will be back again. Make sure you do subscribe to all of my channels. All my channels in the description. Please do subscribe to all of them. And also follow us on TikTok. The link can be found pinned to the chats, to the community chat. So please do subscribe to our TikTok. Follow us on TikTok. If you are watching this on playback, then the link can be found in the description. Please do follow us, man. We've got content going on there as well. So looking forward to everything, man. Big up all the real ones in the building. Make sure we are hitting the like button on our way out. And yeah, I'm gonna call this a day now. Big you up, Johan. And yeah, look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Peace out. Oh yeah, stay safe as well, blood. Don't get ill like me, blood. You don't want to be ill like me. Stay safe. Start washing your hands. Start doing all the things that they were telling you to do when we was in lockdown, blood. I think we need to start doing it again, bro, because I ain't feeling good. All right, stay safe. Peace, love, and respect. See you guys on the next one. Peace.